Good morning. Let's just start this live stream with a quick warning. It's a little bit early. This is 10 minutes early, so the actual live stream is only going to start in about 8-9 minutes or so. I'm just going to set up everything on the camera and I'm going to take you closer to the waterfall, but the fair warning, it's loud. It's extremely loud. I've tried all kinds of microphones and setups and things, and I've been unable to get something that works better than what I currently have. I'm going to see if I can get it to the waterfall, set it up better, and those of you who are here early might help me set up that microphone. So fair warning, turn your volume down. We're going to get closer. Right. So I'm seeing the comments that the sound is good. The idea of this is not to make the best, to get the best images of sound, because that's going to be difficult live. Everything is just moving as I touch it and making noise, and the wind noise is a lot. So take into account, I'm going to try and zoom in for you on the trees above. Let's just go there. Let's just go in. Have a look at the trees up there. I don't think the image will be great, but you'll get the idea. That's not working. Let's go to that one. That's not working. If you look at the trees up there, and I'm not getting the focus right, but anyway, you look at the trees up there, there's no wind. All the wind that we have here, I mean, let's go to this one, this is closer. All the wind that we have here is made by the waterfall. There's no wind outside. It's absolutely windless outside. Okay. Alright, all the comments so far. Right, let's start with the live stream. Right, let's go there. Let's see where my face is so I can just have an idea of whether I'm in or not. The idea with this live stream is not going to be to get the best footage. After the live stream I'll make proper footage and make a proper video in high resolution, because this is a remote area, signal is what it is, and we're going to be limited to what resolution we can upload. So the actual video will be much higher resolution. The idea here is just to see if you can make some comments, see if I can do a live stream like this. See if you can make some comments and I'll answer if I can, and making suggestions on what view you want to see. We'll try that. Current flow here, and I haven't double checked it, I can't check it now because it's on my phone. The current flow here is supposed to be around 860 cubic. 860,000 liters of water per second flowing over. Not all of it here, we'll show you the small falls on the side. And it could be up to about 900. And to put that in perspective, that is about 1/4 of the amount of water that was flowing down in the last video I made. Now, before we go any further, I have to just quickly address disappointment that we're going to have. Unfortunately, we have to address it, and that is this. A huge part of the walkways and the viewing points have been closed off. I've had no idea about this. It's nowhere on websites. I haven't seen anybody comment or post about it. They have not, and I'm going to zoom in quickly there. Let's just get the camera stable for a moment. They have not repaired the damage that was done January 2023 has not been repaired. So all of the forward viewing points are closed off. The whole purpose of this visit was to be able to show you the way forward point where we couldn't reach during the high floods. I've never taken video there. I've been there, but I've never taken video at those points. And the whole purpose of this live stream was to go there and get video from that point. And I came here, and all of the entrances to those points are closed off, and as you can see, it's all destroyed. Sorry, just trying to get that running. So that, unfortunately, and I was driving here and I was thinking about how well Augrabies works compared to other national parks in the country. And what can I tell you? I did not expect it. I'm going to move on. We're not going to get stuck on this. We're going to move on in a moment. I just want to point out something else. I would slightly understand if they didn't get any budget or funding to fix it. But never mind about fixing it. They haven't even removed the debris up there. Okay, let's move on. I'm not using a dead cat. I'm using my phone because my other cameras didn't work as well. I came out very early. They let me in earlier than opening time, and I tried to set up. So I used a lot of different setups. Let me just get closer here. I used a lot of different setups. None of them worked. And my camera is fixed to my tripod in a jerry rig kind of way with a just pasting it on there. So if the live stream suddenly goes clank, clank, clank and then goes dark, that means I've dropped my phone down the waterfall. I'm not going to go after it. I'll just leave it, so don't worry about me, but that will be the phone gone. Alright, so a lot of comments, a lot of people joined in. Now I'd like to hear if you have any specific suggestions. The plan is to view this point. The plan was, as I said, to view the upper points which are closed. The plan is now to view this point and then move on to other viewing points which are along the rocks here. It's a walk around. I'm going to keep it live because, well, that's just how it is visiting Augrabies. You can watch videos. You can watch videos about Augrabies, always edited, showing just the waterfall, which is great. If you just want to see the waterfall. But the whole experience of it is all of the sound. In the previous videos I made, I reduced the sound to about 25%. Just to have it at a normal level. In the editing software you can see where normal levels are, so that people didn't have to adjust their volume a lot. This is going to be just live. I cannot adjust the volume in any way. So if you've had enough of this view, we're going to then move on downstream. Right, everybody ready to move on? It's going to be like a 2-minute walk to the next viewing point. Okay, Justin, let me just... We're going to walk away. I'll answer the questions while we're walking. So there's a question about the drone. Drones are absolutely not allowed at Augrabies. I've seen one or two drone footage. It's possible that people might have gotten permission, but that's not something that's easy to do. And as far as I understand, it's not allowed at all. Those drone flights were in the evening, so if you are staying at the Augrabies in the evenings, you're actually allowed. You can actually visit the waterfall after closing time and before opening time in the mornings, which is actually great. So it's definitely worthwhile staying here, even if just for that. And some of the drones footage that I saw was done in the evening, so maybe it was done with permission, maybe it was just done when they were closed down. So this is one of the areas. This is a walkway that's normally open to the main falls. You walk through there and it's now closed off. Anyway, we'll go to the next one. I'm gonna read the comments as we go. A lot of dassies around. Let's look at the dassie quickly before we continue. There's the dassie sitting up there. There's the dassie. Right, Justin, the waterfall is here. We just left it, and the accommodation is all along that. So it's very close. It's like 1 or 2 minutes walking distance from the falls. So it's very close. I might sound a little bit out of breath. Most of it's, there's a dassie running. Most of it is being just unfit. But some of it's walking while talking. Oh, laying by the pool. Just look at that. Someone needs to take a picture of that. Laying by the pool. Oh, I disturbed him. Right. Someone can help me out there looking it up, but the name Augrabies means place of great noise. I think that's the correct meaning of it. So at the higher flow rates, when you are, let's say, I think it's above about 1,800 cubic, this area is completely wet. We have a kind of a channel here, and the waterfall makes an airflow. Even if the air is dead still, it makes an airflow that comes up here, and it brings the spray, the waterfall up here. If you look at the video I did about a year ago, I showed that walking through here, soaked through wet, completely soaked through. But if you are here in the summer, that's not too much of a problem, because by the time you've walked to your car, you're going to be dry. But the one rare opportunity we're going to have today is to go to that viewing point where you get soaked wet and actually look at the waterfall from there. Normally you can see nothing from there. You can go there, but you can see nothing from there. Lelani, dassies volop? Yes. Oh, yes. Dassies. There are a lot of dassies about. So you can see in my shadow there, I'm carrying the camera on a tripod. So it's going to be a bit jostly and maybe make someone nauseous. But we've got about another 25 seconds, I'm estimating, to go to the viewing point. Yeah, Graham, Augrabies is not a difficult walk. But there's a very good hiking trail in the Augrabies National Park, the Klipspringer Trail. You can look that up. That is a really good trail. I think my 25-second estimate is out. It's about 40 seconds. But we'll be there in a moment, just dropping down here. Okay, before we drop down, again, the noise is going to be loud. Anku. Okay, so Silas Mashava says the original Khoikhoi residents named the waterfall Augrabies, place of great noise. Thanks for that, Silas. Lalani, place of great noise. Yes, grew up in Cape Town, only climbed. Okay, got all of them. Right, let's get closer. I think that's going to be a nice view of that waterfall. I'm not going to talk much while we're up there. No, too noisy, number one. Number two is there's other people around enjoying the view. They want to maybe film or something, so I don't want to. I'm just going to keep quiet. We'll view the main falls from a different vantage point. There's another person on that point now, but we're going to look at the again, I can't remember all of this. I usually know it and I can't remember it. There's a name for the falls, the smaller falls beyond the main fall. Can someone look up the name of the first smaller fall beyond the main falls, please? Put it up in the comment. I'll drop the view down to the gorge itself in a moment. The noise is actually less here than I thought. This area, this kind of gully here, is where the wind rushes up during the high levels. Let's move over to the other point. Sorry if this is a bit fiddly. Try to get the camera stable here in a moment. Live streaming is not as easy as just taking video. I'm going to take the video itself a little bit later. I tried to come in yesterday evening, but I was too late. Because with the sun in the morning from the front, cannot see the waterfall that well, so I'm going to try when I make the video later and get it with better light, the camera more stable. Moving the camera. This is Doing this live is difficult. I don't think you can see anything into the sun there. The temperature, okay. Let's just go up. Rafiq. Good. Palace. Is that the Rafiq, is that translation? A good place probably. Okay, so dit lyk die dassies baie rustig, nie aggressief nie. Teen glad nie dassies nie. Die dassies raak aggressief as mense met hulle begin interact. Anders as dit is hulle nie aggressief nie. Ek weet in die Kaap op Tafelberg is hulle aggressief, maar dit is maar dassies wat baie met mense te doen het. Rory, Victor, what is the temperature there in Namakwa? The temperatures in the last couple of days were like 38 or so. Fairly low, normal to low. Out of focus. Sorry, I'm late with the... I think it's the sun is the problem. I'm going to move to a slightly better spot, hopefully. Something like this. I'm unsure how well this is working as a live feed. Let's see if I can get the lighting for the waterfall itself better. If I reduce currently unable to change settings. Wait, there's a comment there. Justin, everything you know about the falls because of me. You have me hooked. Tot my kinders sê vir oom cheers op die einde van die video's. That is thanks for that. That's good to hear. It's always good to hear whether people like stuff, so I know what to do and what to change, or at least I know what the impact is. I'm still going to make the videos that I make. Don't even know if you could see me there. This is really klein bietjie meer links. Like that. Eugene, is that good? No, sorry, Lani, klein bietjie links. That was, let me just see. Right, I think that's a good view. I could maybe zoom out a little bit, but I actually want to change position again away from the main falls down to the gorge. And look at the water raging below there, because that's an interesting view. I wish I had a better camera for it. I'm just using my phone at the moment. Graham, what can we expect during the different seasons at Augrabies? Augrabies usually flows high mid to end of the summer because of the rainy season in the northeast of the country, in the Transvaal, below the Witwatersrand and in Lesotho. What should actually be quite different at the moment to what we saw. Change the view a little bit, that should be better. To what we saw in January last year during the high floods, is the watercolor is different. The watercolor is slightly darker because there's less of the Vaal River's kind of yellowy soil. Louis asking about drone. There are no drones, very strictly no drones allowed at the Augrabies. Absolutely not allowed. And I've already had a bit of issues with the drone regarding what is legal to do and not. So I'm very aware of what can be done. And there's a lot of things that I would love to do, but it's not a good idea to do them. We're actually up to 102 people. I think that's one of the highest we've ever had. Kevin is asking, what can we... Wait, just a moment. Okay, Kevin is asking, what do you see with this year compared to last year's rainfalls? Well, about 10% of the rainfall we had last year. We currently have had for the season about 10% of the rainfall we had last year overall. And meaning overall is meaning to the whole coverage area. Some areas have had good rainfall, but it's localized. It's some specific areas, not all over. I mean, even the video I made a couple of years ago, I think 2.5 years ago, I predicted the flow of the river about a month in advance based on the weather forecast. And it was roughly correct within about 5%, but that was, the forecast was showing a range overall over all of the catchment area, and that made it possible. Right now it's not possible to do much of an estimate. I mean, you can do an estimate based on the rainfall forecast, and it's not much. I mean, let's do a quick update. The flow above Augrabies is down to 250 cubic. It was at 2000 cubic about 2 weeks ago, so it's down to 250 cubic. The rivers are full and the dams are full, but there's not much water flowing to the dam. So Vaal Dam is at, I think, 72% this morning, or 72.5%. Bloemhof Dam is at 94%. I might go hoarse in a little while. I have to kind of shout to get the sound good. You can tell me if I'm shouting too much. Let's just move. I want to move the camera. We can do a pan from the main fall. Yeah, but I'm going to pan down, see if I can follow the water down into the gorge. It's just like this. It might be a bit more shaky than what I normally do. Greg says, for some reason, the stream on his phone was kind of out of focus and grainy. That's probably because it's part of the upload. And remember, I'm uploading here live from an area with a limited reception, so the image quality is not going to be great. Let's just lock the phone there for a moment. This is where, let's just move it there, a little bit down. We're going to move in and look at that torrent of water. It doesn't look like that from above. Let's just follow the waterfall again. And then we go down the gorge. Move it slightly. Move it here and focus on that. So that is one of the or two of the lower falls. Just something I want to check. Just hang on a moment there. I want to just look through the comments quickly. Nobody's shared yet the names of the falls below the main fall. Do they have names or do they just have numbers? Papa, wait, like the live stream. So Kevin, so it's a little drier then? Yes, not a little, a lot drier. Enjoying this, Alan, thanks. For some reason stream, okay, so KP de Jager. We visited Augrabies exactly a year ago when it was in flood. Now this is kind of floody, but it's not over the bank, so some people say you don't call it a flood. Abba, kom ons braai liewer, sit ek so lank die vuur aan, Abba. Mia's in South Africa, I like the video, thanks Mia's. Mia's, you have a YouTube channel, I have to look it up. I think so. I think I've seen some of your videos, I'm not sure. It might be someone else I'm thinking. Graham Lee, keep talking as you are, it's pretty good, especially with the setup. Lelani, yours weet jy dalk hoeveel water het by die valle? Yes, it's about 850 cubic meters per second or 850,000 liters per second. To give you an idea, compared to what was flowing into Koga Dam to fill it up, what did it peak? I can't remember now. I think 200 cubic. So this is about 850. It could be more by now. I haven't checked. It could be about 900 at the moment. This is roughly the peak. For those who want to visit the peak, this peak is going to last for I think about 7 days, 5-7 days. You've got another weekend to plan it. Another week to plan it if you want to come in the next weekend. Lelani says she gaan Google, she's went to Google for the names and she sees nothing. I might be mistaken, I can't remember. I can remember some details, but my memory is not that good. Just want to look down for a moment again. And we'll just Kevin is asking, I'll see by the end of the stream if we can have a better view of the main falls. Kevin is asking whether we can expect to see more rains in February. It's possible, but not probable. Let's see if I can move up to the main fall again. I want to see if I can get the light better. The only way to do that will probably be by just simply waiting for the sun to be higher or for the sun to be behind clouds. So I think the better footage will be in a video that I will make later. OB Sedgefield, Gem of Our Garden route, is asking possible for hydro. Yeah, for sure. There's enough height. I think the height of the falls are around 93 meters, if I remember correctly. Lani, can you look it up for me please, or anyone can look it up? Habba is asking, mag jy nie die drone vlieg nie? Nee, Habba, drones is absoluut verbode. Something has come loose on my tripod. Just a moment, sorry. This is going to jiggle it around and something's unscrewed on my tripod. I'm afraid something might drop down into the water because I'm leaning the camera over the rails here. Okay, just got it back fixed. Okay, so let's talk about the hydro. Yeah, it's for sure possible. A lot of things are possible with the hydro here. Sorry. Let's go to another viewing point. The falls, I think 93 meter or 105, one of the two, I can't remember exactly. Someone can look it up for us. And you need something like, for effective big turbines to run, I think you need something like about 50 or 60 meters. So this is for sure, this is enough height. But the thing is, you don't have a reservoir where you can keep it going or where you can regulate it. So you're going to have to build channels with tunnels going down to turbines so that you can regulate it, and it's going to be limited only to when the flow is actually above the level that you need. But I think Augrabies is one of those cases. A lot of people, I'm expecting someone in the comments to say leave it alone. We don't have too many of these, and there's a lot of other possibilities to generate electricity. What you will be able to generate here fairly constantly No, constantly during high flow, you will be limited to about the same capacity that Van der Kloof has, which is 240 kilowatt. No, megawatt, 240 megawatt, and 240 megawatt. You can get a lot more power from about 200 hectares of solar panels, and we've got much more than that in the Northern Cape. In the Northern Cape right now, we have to do a thing about solar panels, I think. Sorry, getting out of breath, talking constantly while walking is doesn't work that well. Oh man, even this is still closed off. Right, let's see. Okay, so the main falls is 56 meters, Lelani saying, and I think the total falls is something like 90 meters, but that is actually what I wanted to do this live feed about, is the different heights that the fall drops down in total, because it's more than the 56. It's around 90 if I remember correct in total, but it's different drops. But you can use all of that height just by channeling some water from higher up to a lower point, and you can use that total height. Out of breath, walking and talking. So we're going to the higher up viewpoints now. It's further away from the falls. You get a better overall view, and at the higher flow, the higher up viewpoints are better, but at the lower flow you actually want to get in close to see the details of the falls. Wind noise. Actually, I have a very nice view downstream from here. Okay, I'll show you the nice view in a moment. I first need to just set up the tripod again. So bear with me, bear with the shaking for a moment there. And again, I'm shielding it with my body, the wind with my body partly to reduce the wind noise. Again, you have to understand the wind here is made by the waterfall, and it's only local down here in the gorge. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit, so when I do it live like this, the zoom jumps in full, and then as I slowly adjust it, it goes back and then do what I wanted it to do. So it's a little bit difficult, but we'll do it. It goes in full, and then I can kind of control it. How's that? Now I'm going to try and catch up on the comments. So Obi, die water kom van 'n Valdam rivier het die water nie. Okay, I'm not understanding. Okay, Obi, this water is 99% from the Orange River, not from the Vaal. The Vaal is releasing in total from Bloemhof only 10 cubic meters per second. This is 900 cubic meters per second. So it's exactly 99% Orange River water and 1%, no, yeah, 10 from 900. Yeah, so 1.1% is from the Vaal River. The 99% is Orange River water from Lesotho. About half of it Lesotho, half of it Eastern Free State. Is Kevin, is there a reason for no drones because of sacredness? No, it's not because it's sacred. It's because, well, first of all sand parks are completely off limits for drones in total. And Augrabies is a sand park site. Secondly, I believe they just want to prevent people from disturbing other people and dropping drones down into the gorge. You cannot fly a drone in this gorge. It's not possible. Look at the way that it makes wind here. You can fly it above the water, the gorge, but not in it. Let's just see, it's out of focus there, I think. I'm having trouble with the focus, I think. You can let me know if it's bad. Johnny Anderson, volg elke video. Goeie dank vir die bydrae. So Augrabies mooi. Wens ek was daar. Groete swak op moon. Johnny, good to hear from you. Greg Becker from Google. The falls are around 56 meters in height. Some sources cite an approximate height of 480 feet. This is the base of the canyon to the top of the walls, not that of the fall itself. Okay, but if you look, Greg, that's exactly what I want to say. It's, if you look at the drive-in, let's just look at that for a moment. Actually, if I could get on some rocks, I would be able to see. If you look at the rocks up there, above the waterfall, look there, we can see it there. We can actually see it there. Just move a little bit. Let's move. I know it's the quality of the video is poor, but you see that white spot there. Let's put it center of camera so it's easier to reference. You see that shiny spot there? That's the river above the falls. And that's about the height at which I'm standing right now. So it's the total drop in water level from up there, where's my finger down? From up there down to the bottom of the gorge is going to be more than the 56 meters, much more. But I think the fall itself is 56. And that might even include, let's just look at it. I mean, this is the main falls. That's the main fall. Let's just zoom out. Above that main fall, there are a couple of other drops before it reaches that point. And those are the ones that we cannot visit right now because of the walkways being closed. Let's just go here. I think the better views that we will have today will be the lower part of the gorge. I'm gonna lock the tripod in place in a moment. I just want to pan through the gorge. And then we'll move to the other side of the platform. Okay. Got to raise it above this post and then prop it up against the post. So that's the gorge below the falls. Let's just see other comments. 7-year lifespan for solar panel. In Australia they are decommissioning a big plant. That's true, there is a lifespan to it, but 7 years ago the technology was way, well, let's say that the technology has advanced a lot since 7 years ago. Even plants from 5 years ago are doing much better than plants from 10 years ago. So yes, it has a limited lifespan. They are saying that the current panels being built have a lifespan between 10 and 12 years. And the return has also changed. The return used to be the panels pay themselves back in about between 10 to 12 years, and the lifespan was 7 years, so it was not worthwhile. Now it is reversed. The efficiency of the new panels are much better than the efficiency of the old panels, and the return now is between 7 and 8 years depending on the area, and the lifespan is around 10 years plus. I mean, a plant being disassembled now after 7 years is obviously 7 years ago, technology from 7 years ago. Oh, we're getting a light spray of water. Let's see if we can move. Okay. Move it to here. So there you have some of the smaller falls. And I've been unable to catch up with it. So, Jim, thanks for the authentic channel. Thanks, Jim. Let's just keep it real. Obi is asking, can you comment on the area upkeep? Are the caretakers doing their work? Meyringspoort standards dropped a bit. Loo facility used as a control point. Obi, well, I don't know if you missed the intro in the section. If you go, at the end of the video, if you go at look at the first 2 or 3 minutes, no, sorry, at the, 9 or 10 minute mark, I showed how I was so disappointed coming here today. The whole idea with this live stream was showing the upper parts of the waterfall, and only to discover that they've closed it off because they haven't repaired the damage from the January 2022 floods. January 2023 floods. In a year's time, they've not repaired the damage. And not only that, they have not even removed the debris from those walkways. So, if money was an issue, yes, I can understand not doing the repairs, but they got so many visitors. Someone can look it up. I think the last 2 years they had the record number of visitors for Augrabies ever. And they didn't even clean it. Never mind the repairs. Anyway, let's not get stuck on that. I want to, as the last one, because this live feed is going on very long now. We need to stop it at some point. I want to go to a point where we can see the lower part of the gorge better. That part of the gorge. Let me stabilize it there for a moment. The focus is somewhat out. Lilani, sorry, I'm seeing the comments a little bit late. I'm going to try and catch up quickly. The focus there now. Die grootheid en die krag van die natuur maak so klein en nietig. Dankie Ors. Beatrix. Would fish survive this fall? Apparently yes. As I understand it, they have no problem surviving this fall. Someone commented on a video not long ago, like a couple of weeks ago. No, not even weeks ago. A week ago on the Garib video. Someone commented about fish surviving this, and the thing is, you find no dead fish below the waterfalls. You find no dead fish below the dam overflows, and there's a lot of fish above and below. So I don't have concrete evidence, but I don't think they have any problem. If you look at what the trout does swimming upstream through waterfalls in America, I'm sure fish are in their element enough to survive it. Incognito, so many people seem to be living under a rock. They don't know that drones are forbidden in sun parks. There's a constant trouble here on Table Mountain. Rules should never be broken. Rules protect. I agree with the rules. I would really love to fly a drone here. I might lose it because it's very treacherous for a drone, but that's not the point. It's against the rules. And let's just talk about that for a moment. Quite frankly, sorry, the drone is the tripod's unstable. Quite frankly, that's why I did the Orange Falls videos. Is because there I can fly a drone. And yes, it would be great to see Augrabies with a drone, but the drone would not nearly capture the experience that it is to be here. I'm trying the live stream and the video I made last year. The video is named The Best Experience the best experience I can possibly give you at the Augrabies. I took 2 hours of footage at the highest resolutions I could. I spent like a week editing it, trying to get it as good as possible. and that will be much better. That's a much better video than the drone footage will be of Augrabies, because there's no sound to the drone. You can add the sound in, but the experience seeing it live is just up there. So I have the Michi Falls, I did that with the drone. I did the Orange Falls with the drone. Those are waterfalls that very few people know about, and they are up close and personal as you get down there. They are as spectacular as Augrabies is standing here at the viewing platforms. So I agree, let's just stay with the rules. You can imagine having 10 drones flying all over here. It's gonna, in the end, one drone is not going to bother anybody. 2 drones will probably not bother anybody. But someone will drop a drone down and then try to recover it. It will just be a mess. Let's see what we can see. Let's not get stuck on what we can't do. A final time, a final moment on that gorge. We're going to walk closer to it. And I think that will be the last viewing point that we visit. And the end of the live stream. Sorry, got the camera stable. Let's just walk over there. I think it's time to end the stream. I think it's we've reached the point where it's getting boring. Let's just move it. So let's go to that last point there. That's where you can see more of the gorge downstream, and the current light is better for that. Let me see if I can. Kevin is asking, does Sunparks have aerial footage of the fall in and out of the flood season? Sunparks don't have it, but there are footage on the waterfall both in and out of season. There is 1 or 2 drone. Again, like I'm not sure whether they had permission or how it was done, but there are actually quite good footage taken with helicopters and aeroplanes. Aeroplanes can actually fly. Well, again, I don't know how legal it is, but they have pretty good footage taken from helicopters and aeroplanes. It might one day be possible to do it legally and professionally and well. I think we're gonna get our best footage here. I just need to set up the tripod again. Oh, I think that was a bad experience walking down with the camera zoomed in. Sorry about that. I forgot I had it zoomed in. Let's see what we can show you here. Let's start upstream. The main waterfall is up there. I'm gonna push out the camera beyond the barrier in a moment to try and get a better view up there of the main fall. So if it goes clatter clatter and then it goes very noisy and then dark and cuts it down, that's the camera falling into the waterfall. I'm not gonna go after it, so don't worry about me. Let's just set it up for that. Something like that. Something like that. Then we'll get the camera set up for this view lower down. Just hold on, it's going to take me a moment to do that. Yeah. Okay, got the camera set up. Just need to turn my controls around. Okay. We'll do a little bit of a sweep from there, slowly, so your eyes can actually follow the water. And I'll lock it in place looking lower down, and then you can have more time to look at the detail. And then after a while I'll zoom it in. Right. Okay, let's just quickly catch up with the comments. I've been so busy I couldn't. Are there Dion Swimmers asking, are there any diamonds in the main pool? Dion, I doubt it. I've heard so many stories about diamonds in the falls. The thing is, you get deposits of stuff where the water slows down, not where it speeds up. Where the water speed is higher, it picks up stuff, it erodes away stuff. When it slows down below the gorge, that's where it will be, and the first things to drop out will be the heaviest stuff, which is diamonds, the denser stuff. So people are saying below the falls, well, you will get the most diamonds. Yes, in a way, but not the way you think. Not around here in the gorge, where the falls go around out and then starts to widen the river and it slows down. That's where you will get deposits. But again, it's all relative. So the flow below the falls, where it goes into the first gorge, is still relatively fast compared to even lower down. So yes, I'm sure there will be somewhere. They might be stuck in some pothole and crevices. But the water is moving so energetic and so vicious here that it will kind of move the stuff away. I just want to catch up while you're watching down there. Let me just zoom in slightly. Not too much. So, okay. Wat is daar bokant aan die linkerkant? Lelani, this is what, 8:14, and now I don't even have the time now. I'm struggling to keep up. Bo linkerkant. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure at which stage you asked the question. Where's the drone? Waar is die drone vanoggend? Herman Loggenberg, drones glad nie toegelaat by Augrabies waterval nie, en glad nie toegelaat by enige sandparke nie. Links bo is die uitkykpunt, yes, okay. Interessante rotsformasies in die kloof. Ja, dit is ongelooflik, die rotse. Ek meen, een van die interessante goed, nie die water nie. Hierdie rotse. En daai skeure in die rotse en daai baie interessant. Kyk daai boom. Kyk byvoorbeeld, ons gaan net gou hier regs vir 'n oomblik. Waar is daai nou? Ek weet nie of jy hom kan sien in die donker en in daai boom. Waar groei daai boom? Ongelooflik. Iets wat ek julle kan uitwys hier, dit is bietjie moeilik om te sien. Gaan kyk of ek die kamera wag, ek dink ek gaan hom later hoog genoeg. Nee, sal dit daar kan sien. Kyk net daar. So hier is die mynvalle hieronder, die mynstroom. The mainstream is down there. And then let's just lock it in place. If you look there, you can see one of the side streams running around the other side, not going into the gorge here. And that stream that's flowing there, let's just make sure there, that stream flows down there and enters the main gorge there. Goeiemôre almal, like asseblief video, dit help almal met die YouTube kanaal. Baie dankie Lelani, yes it does help. Rules, Abba. Well, yes. Lelani is asking what's on my glasses on the underside. These are fishing glasses. So they are Polaroid glasses with the reading lenses in the bottom. So I can actually see what's on the screen while in the bright, because when I have the normal reading glasses, it's too bright. My eyes are hurting from the sun when I'm making video, because I have to see the controls on the phone. So there are little reading lenses embedded into the glasses. Sorry, that must have been a horrible close-up, or probably not seen at all. Let's just zoom out. Okay, let's do these are reading lenses in the glasses. Yeah, so I can see what you are writing in the comments while I'm actually making the video. I think we're gonna finish the live stream here. The wind noise is pretty bad. Okay, let's say of your subject is Katsi Dam full in the Sutu. Yes, Katsi, I actually mentioned in a video earlier in the week, Katsi was at 100.4%, I think it was. Morning from P. Hi Wendy. Lelani, jou video's kan onmoontlik boring wees. It's lekker om so saam te stap. Dankie Lelani, thanks so. Well, it can get boring in the end. Habba, dankie om yours. Eugene, I will not trust the railings either. Yeah, sure. I'm well, they're fairly solid, but they're old. Google Earth from Oppie Island to below falls is a 177 meter drop. So Oppie Island is just above the falls. It's what, like 500, 800 meters above the falls. There's a camping site. Thanks there, Jan. Arman, I was there in 2019 with the floods. Probably 2020, not 2019. No, 2019. There was floods 2020, 21, and 22. 2019, was it higher? I can't remember now. There is a 15 meter telescopic on the market. Yeah, I have to improve my camera. Let's talk about the camera gear before we go off the live stream quickly, because I don't like to do this in normal videos, but in the live stream we can probably do it. He just joined me here. Anyway, let me just see if the view is correct, because it's now okay. So let's just do it like this. I don't like doing it in the videos, but in the live stream I feel I can do anything I like. I'm using my phone, my telephone. This is my normal phone for a camera at the moment, and I've changed from using my old GoPro to using the phone for about 90% of what I do. The GoPro is just unreliable. I lost a lot of footage. It's just the files are damaged. The YouTube channel is making at the moment enough money to pay for the equipment that I bought. That's about it. It's not bad. It's actually not bad, because the computer that can actually run the software to do the editing is about 20,000 rands. The drone is about 20,000, a little bit more with all the additional stuff I needed. What else did I buy? There was other stuff. The camera gear and stuff, the tripods and stuff is about 20,000. So in total the YouTube channel's managed to pay that back, and that was just roughly the goal. I mean, it's basically the channel is paying for me to be able to go to places although it's not covering all the cost of going to places. The idea is not to make money, the idea is just to share what I'm seeing. I mean, if you look at the world in total at the moment, roughly about 80% of people are living in cities. And a lot of them will never get around to seeing stuff like this. I think YouTube is an enormously important platform for people to see things like this authentically, not like edited and made nice. I mean, coming here is always great, but if you're going to come here, it's quite a walk to cover all the areas, to see all of it. And it adds to the experience, it doesn't subtract. I'm not complaining about it, it adds to the experience, but now I have to catch up. So, you know how deep the pool under the falls are? I can't remember. I used to know it, but I'm going to have to ask Leilani to look it up again. I can't remember it. It was something like about 20 meters deep at the normal flow rate. It could be more than that. Between 20 and 30 meters, is the ballpark that I remember it in. When the water is still, when it's in flood, it's a lot deeper. It must erode a lot, yes, but while we're on the topic, the erosion in the area, all the rock around here is granite, and looking at the crumbly stuff up here, it's eroding, it's weathering, but it's weathering slowly. And if you remove that crumbly stuff, which you will remove fairly easily, if you watch my videos where I make the 4x4 trails, you take a hammer or a koevoet and you can break that up. But you can break into it about 2 centimeters. Then it's solid granite, hard granite. There are a lot of granite mines in the area that supplies granite to companies for tabletops, countertops and things like that. And they cut it from this, and it's solid granite. Sorry, I was Graham Lee, morning, Citrus Dal, watch from the beginning, magic. Baie dankie vir die inligting, moeite om ons by die waterval te kry. Pragtige omgewing. It is enormous. If you can do it, absolutely worth coming here. And like I said at the beginning, I'm just going to repeat it for those who doesn't watch everything. If you look there, that's the accommodation at Augrabies Falls. You stay there, you can come in during the evening, at night, you can come out to the waterfall. You're not limited. Your access is limited to 7 in the morning till 6 in the evening for day visitors. If you live here, you can visit the falls anytime you like. And in full moon, that's quite an experience. Let's just go. Leilani says, dankie so far by die oogarts. Leilani, I'm not sure you're going to get it from the optometrist. I found it in a fishing shop. You can possibly get it more places. Are there family picnic spots further down the falls? Yes, there's camping sites, there are picnic spots, there's hiking trails, there are a lot of things to do at Augrabies. In the video, well, if you look on SunParks, they actually have lists. On SunParks website, they have lists of all the things you can do. Amanda Standard, thanks, yours. Thanks, Amanda. All people, wanneer sal die valle so loop weer optel? At the moment, this is the peak. I think this is the peak or very close to the peak. From here on, it's probably going to drop down, and we're going into a dry period. It could be a year or 2 or 3 before it goes high again. We don't know. I'm expecting a 2 or 3 year before it really goes high again, but it can happen anytime. But, Ian is saying top of the falls, Google Earth 604 meter, bottom 507 meters, so it's about 97 meters. I think that's the 97 I remember. Thanks, Ian. Leilani is asking what phone I have. It's a Samsung A54 or something, 53 or something like that. I think it's a A54. Obi said appreciating sharing the experience. Thanks, Obi. How long van die water om hier te kom? So I have discussed the length of flow of the water in videos, but obviously it's going to be difficult to find it because it's hidden away in some of the Orange River update videos. The flow from Garib to Van der Kloof is 1 day. Van der Kloof to Prieska is 1 day. Prieska to Uppington is 2 days. So what's that adding up to? 4 days. Uppington to Augrabies 1 day, slightly under 1 day, but about 1 day. 5 days, and then from Augrabies to me to Kleinpella is 2 days, so it's about what, 7 days, 6-7 days. But it depends on the flow rate. At this flow rate, it's going to be 1 day less. At the lower normal flow rate, when it starts to rise, it takes longer because it first has to fill in all the gaps in the riverbeds. So then sometimes it's up to 10 days at lower flows. Van waar ek nou is. Louis, sorry. So the question is from here to me at this flow, about 2 days. Augrabies is 240 meters deep. I'm off by a factor of 10. 240 meters deep. But up Lelani, I'm suspecting that means from the top of the rocks to the bottom of the gorge, 200 meters. 240 meters. That is quite it's possible. That's quite something. The gorge runs for 18 kilometers. Yes, the gorge runs for about 18 kilometers. It gets shallower, lower down. They actually have a section lower down where they held the World River Rafting Championships about, I think it was about 15-18 years ago. I can't remember exactly. Someone can look it up for us. And that they actually changed the water flow in the river, especially for that event. 15 to 23 kilometers per hour, yes. But even at the very high flow levels, even the area next to us runs at about 16 kilometers per hour. Then the Augrabies should run faster than that. You should take a live stream while taking us for a drive in the park. I'll look into something like that. Mia's in South Africa. I might look into that. I just think there's not going to be signal there. I'm looking at getting Starlink, people. I'm working on it. It's not as easy. I know some people has it already. I would love to do it. Working on that, but that might take some time. And then we can do stuff like that. When we were over there, this is Mia's in South Africa. When we were over there, Christmas last year, the rivers were running over the route, so we could not cross it. Yeah. You have to do the park itself. Look, that's one important thing. Let's just discuss that quickly. The falls at its absolute level is something to see and something to experience. That drumming of the water rushing down the gorge, vibration in the rock, it's something to live through. But to actually view the falls, this is a better level. This is an intermediate level. The wind is quite bad. Let's see if I can. When I'm standing behind it, I can shield it somewhat. So I would actually say, if you've seen it at maximum flow, you were limited in what you could see. At the lower flow like this, intermediate flow, I would say anything from 500 to about 900 cubic is also excellent to see that. You can see the rush of the water, but without being limited to certain areas. So we're going to end the live stream soon, but first I want to run through all the comments. And the comments are currently building up, it seems. So let's just... Contrary to popular belief, the nearby Fish River Canyon was formed by seismic activity, not erosion. That's interesting. That's incognito saying that. I've always considered what the real cause of Augrabies fall might have been. Well, let's talk about that. Augrabies is the one place in the Northern Cape where we occasionally experience earthquakes. And earthquakes that you can feel up to about 150 kilometers away. I'm sure seismic activity was involved in it. I'm sure that seismic activity, even if it was water carving out the canyon, that seismic activity caused fissures and weak points where the water could infiltrate and then start eroding it faster. So I think it's a combination there. Sorry, then it was 2020. Yeah, but 2020 was, well, you should remember it by, sorry, Herman Lochenberg, you should remember it by the lockdown. Count it from the lockdown earlier or later. Lockdown was in 2020 and it was high in 2020, but you couldn't. So early 2020 it was closed up. End of 2020 you could visit it. Mid to end. Try and remember it from the lockdown. So African rock python, heaven, ibex on the menu. At the bottom, the depth of the plunge pool is probably exceeds 140 feet, 43 meters. That sounds about right. That sounds about what I remember. It depends on which level you're going to measure it from. But that sounds like it. It sounds windy there. Yes, it is. I'm trying to mask the microphone and the camera from the wind with my body. This is why I'm standing behind it. A result, if Noah's flood and events after that, well, Noah's flood would probably have been a Middle East event, which was the world back then for people, especially written history. So I mean, this will be much older than Noah's flood. Obi, is that granite or sandstone? Different erosion rates, that's the drop off. This is all granite. There's no sandstone in this area. So sandstone is sedimentary stone. It's sand or silt that gets deposited and then compressed or compacted. Granite is a metamorphic stone. Gneiss. It's formed with high pressure and temperature. Under high pressure, under the Earth's crust, and then it gets exposed or pushed up and then exposed, and so it's completely. In this area, there's no sedimentary deposits or stone or formations in this area. It's all granite or gneiss. We might talk. There was one of my YouTube viewers. He's also got a YouTube channel. He came to visit me. He came to Doringby a couple of months ago. He sent me a chart which was I'm quite happy to get, showing the different stone and rock formations in the area, and we might discuss that at some stage. Maybe we can go through it and look at the different kind of rocks that there are. It's quite interesting. There are a lot of minerals here. You don't get minerals where you get deposits like in Cape Town area where you have sandstone and things like that. But where you have metamorphic stones, you will have mineral concentrations. That's why there are so many small mines in the Northern Cape. I don't even know if people realize that. Okay, I think it's time we're going to end the live stream. One last look at the river. I'm not going to go home. I'm going to film it and then make a video in it. And that will be much higher resolution. That will be, if I can, I'll upload it at 4K. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers. Just gonna let it run for a minute while I pack all my other stuff and have a look at it, but it's the end of the stream.